politico che me alla gente non piace tanto. Io ci vivo ogni giorno col delirio causato dalla poca intelligenza che c'è in giro. Vieni a farti un giro, io posso sembrare un po' di
put your hands together, Brett and Sarah.
And we're gonna let it burn, 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 burn.
Hello, hello, hello. We do the formal handshake. Nice to see you. Hello again. How are you? We were chatting over there, but we have to do a handshake. We're going to dive straight into our huge kitchen. Now I know that you're used to cooking in really, really amazing kitchens, and we've got one for you here. So happy days. What are you going to be making for us?
Basically today we're going to make our version of a rocky road.
Your version of a rocky road. Who likes rocky roads? I've got some good news, and I've got some bad news for you. Good news is you're going to see how to make a quite exciting version of a rocky road, your take on a rocky road. The bad news is you can't try it. I know. I'm sorry. I wish we could have health and safety and all that rubbish, so I'm afraid that's why. But, so what do we do? How do we get started?
Well, first thing we're going to do is going to take our cream and our butter.
Okay.
We've got equal quantities of cream and butter, so 250 grams of cream, 250 grams of unsalted butter.
So this is a nice light meal then?
Yep. It's really tasty. You need it for your chocolate.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
So you're going to have it little and often anyway. So a little bit of quality every now and then would be fantastic.
Yeah, a little bit and often. Yesterday we had Brett here doing this whole thing, and he made so much of it, and he couldn't take it back to the hotel because when it's cooked off the premises, he can't take it back. So we got a fridge out the back, and we put it all in the fridge. And last night there was a party here for the opening night, and I think every single person here at the show has probably had a bit of the rocky road. It's went down a treat.
Yep,
so
everyone
it's very, very tasty. So little and often, unless it's opening day of the show.
So
what sort of butter have you got? Is that unsalted or salted?
Unsalted English. Basically, it's like we've just got our pan. Going to switch it on quickly. And
okay. And Sarah, what are you doing? You're chopping up raisins. Okay. Excellent. You're doing a cracking job.
So into a bowl, just going to put our chocolate.
Chocolate in a big bowl, right? Lovely.
And that's over there, waiting for our cream and our butter to come up to a scald.
Okay.
And I've got some digestive biscuits.
So you're just letting this heat up.
Yeah, just come up to a nice scald, so your lactose in your cream comes up to a nice... There's sugar in your cream, obviously. That caramelizes, makes it go sweeter. But also to pasteurize everything, to melt down the chocolate and emulsify it that way.
The first thing I think I ever made was probably either Rice Krispie cakes or pancakes when I was a Cub Scout. Used to on the top of a tin can, I remember?
Yeah.
We put like a candle on the bottom, and I remember doing that. That's a bit bizarre, but...
Boy Scouts, you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Boy Scouts in South Africa.
Oh, really?
The first thing I baked?
Go on.
I made a loaf of bio bread in an anthill.
Right, slightly different then. Slightly a little bit different.
So we've got a scalding cream. It's like you can see, it's just up there before a boiling point. A few bubbles are coming around the outside. It's starting to steam. Pretty much everything's going to be melted nicely. There's no pieces of butter.
Yeah.
So pretty much we're all happy, go lucky, and straight into the chocolate we're going to throw
So go straight in there.
Yep. Basically what we're going to do now is just leave that for a bit.
Oh, so you leave this off the heat, and it's just letting the residual temperature from the cream cook melt the chocolate.
It's just going to go into the chocolate, melt it down slightly. Yeah. And then Sarah's obviously still chopping up us.
Sarah's chopping away like a mad thing over here.
Nice skills are coming on the troop. So, but Sarah's obviously done our raisins, and she's also done our nuts.
Yeah.
The next part of the recipe, just so we can get it on and singing.
The next part is?
Marshmallow.
Marshmallow.
Instead of putting the marshmallow through the actual rocky road, we're going to put the marshmallow on the top. So to make a marshmallow, it's like an Italian meringue. Italian meringue is a cooked meringue. And basically, for that, we need to put our sugar. We got 400 grams of sugar, caster sugar.
And that's caster sugar. Now, what was the rule you told me yesterday? It was about caster sugar and about there's one other thing. Caster sugar and
cream.
Cream.
Yeah.
That was it.
If your recipe states all the ingredients going down, if your recipe just says cream, always assume it's double cream. And if your recipe says sugar with nothing else, like giving you granulated or brown, any of those, it's like you always assume it's going to be caster. But very few recipes don't state what type of sugar.
Sure.
But if you get a recipe from a pastry chef, like any one of us, we would just give you a recipe: sugar, butter, cream, and just automatically assume it's going to be the finer version of the sugar or the heavier fat content of the cream. So
fair enough.
Right. So basically, we got our sugar over there. Take a bit of water. Just add the water to your sugar, just enough to soften your sugar.
So not a huge amount of water in the pan?
Definitely not a huge amount of sugar.
Do you need a spoon or that?
That's absolutely brilliant. Thank you.
It's all right.
Right, and then just take a spoon. One of the main reasons why your sugar is going to crystallize is because people don't stir.
So that's on the heat as well?
Just off the heat for the time
Just
being.
off the heat?
Yeah. Get it all mixed through,
Yeah.
just with the water. So there's nice and smooth, there's no lumps and everything is
Yeah.
basically wet the same quantity.
It turns into icing sugar, doesn't it, almost?
Yeah, put it onto your heat,
Yeah.
if we could get it on.
And you want to just warm that through, do you?
Basically, we bring that up to a boil. We need 121 degrees centigrade.
Oh, 121 degrees. That's quite
121.
specific, isn't it?
Yeah, 121, mainly for the reasons that we want to make sure that the egg is cooked. For this demonstration, though,
Yeah.
what we're going to do is we're going to use pasteurized eggs.
Pasteurized.
Yeah.
Is this one here?
That's him over there. You already
There
know
you
it.
go.
Right.
It's not open, but you
No,
know.
definitely not. Basically, pasteurized egg, we get it in the hospitality industry. Not everyone's going to be able to get hold of it, so when you guys make it at home, just use normal egg whites. It will take a little bit longer to raise when you add the sugar, but just use the exact same quantity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use 200 grams of pasteurized egg whites.
And how many grams of egg white are in an egg?
In one egg, your average
Yeah.
egg, which would be a large egg, your average weight over there would be 55 grams. So your egg yolk would be 20 grams, your egg shell would be 5 grams.
Okay.
Yeah, about 7 egg whites will be adequate for this recipe.
All right. Yeah.
And whilst that sugar's coming up to a boil, we're going to put, oh, we got some water there already.
You're going to go there and you're going to do...
We got some gelatine leaves, leathery feeling
Yeah.
gelatine.
Strange, isn't it?
And put it into some water, get it nice and wet. And basically that's going to go from a hard plastic feel to a really sort of like flimsy, rubbery, plasticky sheen. And then it's like we're going to put that into our boiling hot
And it'll
stock.
stay in sheet form though, will it? Or
It will stay together. Always use your cold water to soften it.
All
If you
right.
put it into hot water, it's going
what's
to
the
start
reason
melting.
to soften it? Just so...
Just so it basically dissolves nicely through your hot liquid.
Oh, I see, okay.
We use in the industry, and hopefully people are going to start using gelatine leaves at home, because whenever you make the powder gelatine, you get a few pieces in the bottom of your bowl that
Right.
has like a chewy feel.
Yeah.
Like the mouth feel of that, for me, drives me
Jess
crazy.
is really good. It kind of binds things. And
Yeah.
for marshmallow, is that the key for a marshmallow?
Yeah.
To have a meringue to a marshmallow?
Yep, it's like you got your texture coming through on your Italian meringue, so it'll be quite
Yeah.
nice and firm. It will set. You get that on top of a baked Alaska. So this recipe is also really, really versatile. And it's
Okay.
basically 400 grams of Chico'ncas sugar, 200 grams of egg white, and then 3 leaves of gelatine. And that will give you a nice, perfect marshmallow every time.
Lovely.
You can put it into a tray, cut it up for the
Sounds
kids.
right.
You can
Yeah.
flavour it with anything you fancy.
Alternatively, you could buy some, I suppose, if you want to
Yeah.
go the quick and easy route. Yeah.
If you were to buy some,
Buy a bag
you
of
can just
them.
put it onto a Bain Marie, stick it into a piping bag, there's no issues there. So here's our chocolate. It's basically sat there for a few minutes.
Yeah.
The heat from the cream and the butter's gone into the chocolate, melted it a little bit. We're just going to emulsify that.
Bubbling away over there as well, which
Yep.
we're doing good there.
We need to get that up to 121.
100, oh yes, shall I get the thermometer?
Temperature probe, yeah. Temperature probe.
Temperature probe, oh.
Everyone, it's like most
not
chefs
got a
will say
thermometer
it's like the secret of something is to have a specific
Oh,
tool
there's no
in your
water out
kitchen.
there, is there?
My secret tool is a temperature probe. I can't stress how important that is to me. I've got one at home, I've got one in the kitchen, and every one of my pastry chefs at work use the temperature probe to temperature probe cakes. One of the things that I'd really like people to do in my kitchen working with me is to guarantee that that cake, when they're taken out of the oven, is cooked perfectly. And the way to guarantee that, I'm sure Sarah can vouch for you, is I tell them to make sure that it's 94 or above. So,
There you go,
94 or
magic
above.
numbers, a lot of numbers.
Yeah,
going on
well, pastry is one of those things that's like people get like, oh, can't do that. Like a lot of sauce chefs
Yeah.
won't go anywhere near it because it's too
there.
difficult.
Pastry's a funny old beast because it's everything, isn't it? There's
Yeah.
savoury and there's sweet as well. And what drew you to going into the pastry world as opposed to any other area?
Whilst I was at college, I was getting all my fellow students sort of work assignments to do their pastry work.
Right.
So we would be taking turns of being the head chef for the week.
Yeah.
And we'd allocate a certain person pastry. I just took a knack to it. I was really, really good at it, and they just kept on ladling me with all their work.
Is it a tricky thing to master?
No, it's you either have it or you don't. It's like when Sarah came for her trial, got her to do some knackebrauds and lavash and the peppered oat biscuits. We had a nice chat pretty much the whole morning. Had a chat afterwards also.
Yeah.
Had a fantastic portfolio of everything she's done, which a lot of chefs do, but
Yeah.
not many people nowadays do. So when I saw that, it's like
Okay.
brilliant. It's like definitely the
It's like a
person.
shop
yeah.
window, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can't.
She's shown us everything, and she's gone from strength to strength, and she works really, really well.
Great.
But yeah.
Sounds like you got a fan.
Education comes first. It's like she's been with us since the beginning of the year, and she's doing really, really well.
It's gone really thick, hasn't it?
That's emulsified now.
God,
it's like if your temperatures were wrong, or if your chocolate was a different sort of density of cocoa solids, it wouldn't be doing that.
It's so thick. It's really
very, very thick. That's the emulsification. It's like there is in all chocolate a little bit of soya. It's like which is lecithin, which helps bind it. But with milk chocolate specifically, it goes really, really thick like that. You get a nice ribbon pattern. If you can get that with your milk chocolate ganache, basically sitting on top. Yeah. And that's perfect for us.
That means that's good. That's a good level.
That's gonna
if it's not like that, if it's still too thin, if you.
Yep.
So basically, you're looking for it to stay. The kind of the pattern is supposed to stay in there. If it's too runny, what can you do?
If it's too runny, chances are it's going to have splits on you already.
Right. Okay.
All your butter and your cream and your cocoa butter from the chocolate is going to split out, and you're going to have these little pieces of cocoa solids basically through it. Don't throw it away. Whatever you do, it just means no, definitely not. There's too many people throw things away because they're very, very jittery about, oh, it's not right, I'm going to start all over again. But it's not the way forward. I'm just quickly going to go over here. This temperature should be 121 roughly. We take it up to 121, we're on 92, 103, 112, 17, 120, so 122. So we've gone slightly over, which is okay. Stick your mixer on a nice full beat, and then basically with your hot stock syrup, just watch the side of your bowl on the inside, and you'll see your egg white starting to raise. You've got the little bubbles coming on the bottom over there. Yeah. Once you see that happening, take your
So you're looking for the egg whites to get some air in them to start with.
Gelatine into your pan, give it a swirl, and start slowly pouring that in.
How quickly does that gelatin melt? Oh, it's already gone.
Pretty much, yeah. It's instant. As soon as you drop that gelatin in, because it's softened, can't rewind, but it went really, really flimsy, like just really, really soft. So that's just going to pour slowly into our hot mixing.
And I suppose if you don't have an electric whisker, so you just have to do it by hand. But you just
basically you change your recipe from an Italian meringue to a Swiss meringue, but it's very labor intensive. It takes about 15 minutes.
Right.
And you do it over bain marie, and it's like by the end of that you'll probably lose about 2 stone.
Yeah, and then you can eat as many rocky roads as you like.
Oh yeah. But like we said earlier, just buy it. It's like there's nothing stopping you from putting it onto a bain marie and just take it from there.
Sure.
So that's basically really, really hot on the side. It's like maybe a little bit too hot to actually touch.
Yeah.
Right? So you can leave that to basically whisk. It's like, it looks really, really
stuffy. And that's going to cook the egg whites as well, I suppose.
That's going to cook it. It's like if you were to use your unpasteurized eggs, so your normal fresh egg whites from home, if you take it up to 121 degrees centigrade, you're going to guarantee that there's food safety in place. You're not going to food poison anyone. There's no parasites or any nasties or anything like that. You're basically cooking it through and guaranteeing that everyone's going to enjoy their experience.
You know, egg whites are really popular now. There's about egg white omelets and things, don't they? Because there's nothing in it. When I was looking at the nutritional values of egg white, there's nothing, absolutely nothing. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. 36 calories every 100 grams and nothing else. So it's really, really good. It's really good, healthy for you, or good for you.
If we didn't have eggs, both Sarah and I wouldn't have a job. It would be as simple as that. Eggs is one of those things that really make and break pastry. I don't think people would love pastry as much as they did if there was no eggs in the world.
No, absolutely.
Right, so basically we got our emulsified milk chocolate, whisk that through, and then Sarah over here just obviously mixed everything through for us. So we got our chopped up raisins,
raisins, biscuits,
digestives, nuts,
and
slam everything in.
Salted peanuts, you said?
Salted peanuts, that's correct. Get rid of that.
And then you get your hands in there, do you?
If you'd like to, whisk that through.
Do you want me to stir it?
Yes, please.
I'm mixing it all up, okay. I'm not qualified for this, you know.
You're qualified. It's Rocky Road. You did it when you were a child. Fantastic. And then what we got over here is just a gastro. Half this recipe.
These mats are brilliant. Has anybody got anything like this?
It's a salt puff mat.
They're
Stick them in the oven.
Good.
They are heat-proof, freezer-proof. You can get them from, am I allowed to name any names?
Yeah.
The company called Lakeland, they do a really, really thin version of this, but most cooking shops sell these things. They are between 12 and 15 quid each.
Yeah.
But I've got 6 at home. And I've chopped up a few. There's some in the boxes for the next demo also.
And it's worth going online and if you stick it into a well-known search engine, have a look, then you'll find them there as well. They're brilliant things, really, really good things. How's that?
That is absolutely beautiful.
There you go. See,
so what we shall do is slap it onto our tray. Like I say, this will give us for about 32 portions. So please chop it in half. There's no
Now,
issues
do you
there.
believe in tiny plates of food, or like a little tiny bit of food, or are you a big hearty food on a plate type person?
A little bit of both.
Bit of both.
My background has been in those posh restaurants where everything's in small portions.
Yeah.
Been in 1 Michelin star, 4 rosette restaurants, quite a number of places. I work for free in Michelin star establishments just to get the experience. But when it comes down to it, if you're going to order yourself a chocolate fondant, you want a portion of chocolate fondant, nice ice cream sauce, and some sort of garnish.
Yeah.
We got a lovely chocolate fondant on in the restaurant. We do a baked chocolate fondant, 10 minutes in the oven, a white chocolate and orange soup, chocolate glaze around the outside, and a cinnamon churros served with vanilla ice cream.
Wow.
And everything together as you're eating it. It's like, if you...
All compliments it as it goes.
I'm strange. I like to eat things individually. So
Yeah.
I eat all my veg, for instance, and I eat all my potatoes, and then I eat my meat.
I used to, we never used to have Yorkshire puds when I was younger, and then every now and then we would. And I used to fill the Yorkshire pud up with gravy, pour it in, and then eat all the other food first. And the Yorkshire pudding was like my...
Good dessert.
it was like my little bonus.
Yeah.
A little pat on the back.
Yeah.
And by then it's obviously cold and things like that, but it was the best way. And this has all been beautifully smoothed out. And what do you do now?
Yep. Well, basically, you stick that into the fridge.
Okay.
It will take about 25 minutes to set it down in the fridge. But
Around 25 minutes in the fridge.
as with most things, we got something from earlier.
Here's a Blue Peter moment. Here's one they made earlier. Look at that.
And exactly the same recipe.
Yeah.
It sets in the fridge like 20 minutes before we actually set off to come to you today. And what I'll do...
I love the textures on it because it's so wavy. It's so, there's no uniformity. It's just kind of...
This will be the bottom now, because what we do is just pick up the silk pad mark,
okay.
turn it upside down.
Oh, that bit ran away.
Well, you can always have that.
I'm going to put that there.
And
for
then,
later.
Sarah, would you like to do the honours of...
So that's now the top.
That is now the top. And then it's like what Sarah will do is chop us some nice fingers like she did yesterday, if that's okay.
You know you're not supposed to make your apron really dirty on purpose, Sarah.
It's
It's a towel. Oh, that's fine then.
Pastry chefs.
We use kitchen. Yeah, you messy people, aren't you?
Yeah, we probably go through about 3 aprons in a day. So we've got bread, we've got cakes, we've got chocolate, we've got little amenities, macaroons, food colouring. We're probably the only section that gets away with using loads and loads of food colouring.
Pastry, that is such a weird thing because it is everything. It's sweet, it's savoury, it's so many different layers and factors. Do you prefer doing the sweet stuff or the savoury though?
Both Sarah and I love working with chocolates and cakes and stuff like that. That's what we want to do with our lives.
Yeah.
I'd much rather watch a souffle collapse in the oven than cook a piece of steak, but that doesn't mean I can't cook a perfect piece of steak. My training was across the board, and I just decided when I finished college to specialise on pastry.
Is that what you recommend someone to have a speciality if they want to go into a kitchen as a chef professionally?
Do what you love. So when you go into a kitchen, even if it's for a working trial or for a part-time job, Sarah started off working at a well-known pub group. And from there she knew that she wanted to be a chef. She became a chef. She's known that she'd want to be a chef. Pastry chef, was it? Since you were 6? Is that correct? Since you were 6?
Pastry chef, wow.
So, lucky girl.
So you worked with pastry since you were 6?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's amazing. That's incredible. Right, okay. Bizarre, but there you go. So you've chopped these up. We got through it. You broke the back of that one, so well done. Because that was a bit tricky, wasn't it? And the meringue is coming on beautifully. Or the marshmallow, actually, is coming on beautifully, isn't it?
Marshmallow's coming on beautifully.
How long does that take to actually get ready? You just wait for it to cool, are you?
Yeah, basically bring that temperature from obviously 120 when you add it to your eggs.
Yeah.
It's going to cook out at about 110 because you lose about 15 degrees centigrade when you're adding onto the cold eggs.
That's really dropped now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So.
And when it's at room temperature, you can pipe it. Obviously, if you leave it for too long, it's going to set on you.
Yeah.
Because of the gelatine. But I'm doing 2 piping bags over here.
Now we're going to have a little bit of a marshmallow off, aren't we? Yesterday, Brett did all the piping of the marshmallow onto the rocky roads, and I thought it looked tricky, but I thought I'd give it a go. And then you can have that one, Sarah. And then Brett said that today what we'd do is actually we'd have a marshmallow off. So I'm going to give it a go. Are you good at this?
I've not done this one before.
Oh, excellent. Right, good, because I'm rubbish at this sort of thing. So, and you're going to show us how to do it first, aren't you, Brett? So,
most definitely. Take your marshmallow.
Yeah.
It's still slightly warm to the touch on the bowl, but you can get that into your piping bag. I'm folding over the piping bag so it doesn't get all over my hand. And you can use your thumb to actually scrape it off. So, right, gonna fold him over, squeeze him down, squeeze the air out.
Are these actually piping bags and that you can buy on a roll?
Yeah, disposable piping bags. You get believe it's like 100 on a roll.
Wow.
So, right, so 2 piping bags, gonna fill them up
I
nicely.
have got to say, I've never piped before.
Never
Apart,
piped
I did yesterday for about, well, I did a few yesterday, that was terrible, but I've never piped other than that. So, is that the term?
Piping, yep.
Piped? We'll go for that one.
Right, so 2 piping bags.
Yeah?
And we're just gonna take
I will take the mic off you when it's your go,
blade.
don't worry. I'm quite nervous. Are you quite nervous? I'm feeling a little bit, you know, under the pressure now.
Nah, you'll be fine. Let's see who makes the best one, yeah?
Well, yeah.
So just take
I know where my money is.
Pop that off.
Yeah.
Make sure that doesn't go into the food, that's why it's blue. So we can get rid of it nicely, it stands out. Blue plasters and all that. What we'll do is if we give Sarah one over there.
Okay.
So, and then if we separate.
You're going to show us what we're doing though, are you?
Most definitely. Right, so 1, 2.
How many are you making me do?
3, 4. Well, I'm going to do 1.
Okay,
so
yeah, that's
I'll
good.
do the broker one.
You do the worst one, and I'll
give
do
you
the
a
best
fighting
ones.
chance.
Yeah.
And then Sarah, if you do 1.
Right,
2,
show of hands
3,
then. Who thinks that Sarah's going to be the best pipist?
Pipist. Yeah.
Not many. Who thinks me? One man. There. Who thinks Brett?
Thank you.
Quite a lot of people on the fence still. Okay, so Brett, show us what we do then. Show us how it's
Fantastic.
done. Are you
So-
watching this, Sarah? Because should I take that from you for a second?
Take your piping bag,
Yeah.
twist it on the back, get it nice and tight, and hold the back. And then yesterday, you were holding your piping bag like that, trying to get it nice
Yeah,
and
all right.
angled.
Yeah, I've got my own technique.
It's not comfortable for me.
No.
Hold like a bazooka. That's the best way forward.
Okay.
And you can move the tray. That's why we've got boards and trays.
There's not
and
many.
everything like
I've not fired a bazooka either.
that. No, neither have I.
Okay. Fair.
Watch a lot of TV.
Yeah.
All right. So with your piping bag, you can change the size of your cuts if you want. If you
Yeah.
want a bigger one or whatever the case may be. But just for this, we'll go
Okay, like a little swirly pattern.
little swirly pattern. But then also, if you prefer,
Mm-hmm. This is level 2, is it?
this is level 2. This is when you were saying earlier about the figure 8 pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
try and get it nice and quick. Right.
That looks easy.
If you had a blowtorch,
It's not easy to. So that if you had a blowtorch, you'd then give it a bit of a cook, would you, on top?
yes, and that
Okay.
will obviously make sure that your edges are nice and toasted. You
Yeah.
get that sort of like nice roasted marshmallow flavor, like over a campfire.
Yeah.
But then what we're going to do is on
Okay.
top of that, very, very quickly, I want
Yeah.
to see if you guys can finish it whilst you guys do your piping.
Okay, then, right, Sarah,
Aye.
get your piping bag, and we're gonna. Oh, this is gonna go horribly wrong. I can see it. It's gonna go in my cup. Your hands are shaking. Okay. Oh, look at this. Isn't right. Look, this isn't right at all. This has gone terribly. Oh my word. Right, hang. Shush. Look. Oh, look. I'm telling. Look. I feel like.
Would you like another piece?
Look, I just got. Right.
There we go.
There you go.
Rustic.
Yeah.
So this is where the kids come in,
See,
yeah?
I've gone back to my other method there. Oh, that one's, no, that's shocking. Oh,
How's
she's
Sarah
showing
doing?
off now. Hang on a second.
Look at Sarah.
Oh, I thought I was, oh.
That looks lovely. That's
Okay,
done that.
right, I'm going to go back to this overhand style. Oh, I just shouldn't bother, should I? It's terrible. Okay, and then I'm going to go down the middle like that. There we go.
Yeah.
There's a different, shut up. That's not nice, laughing directly at me. I can see
Mine is
it.
a signature.
There, okay, so
Come on, you got
finish
another
off.
two to go.
Yeah, you've got to do all 4. And then how do you finish? What are you doing now?
Right, so yesterday we chopped them up, but I reckon if we just crush, these are just dehydrated raspberries.
Oh.
A couple of the posh supermarkets are starting to stock these now.
Yeah.
But it's
You get these in cereal, in some of those
Yes.
cereals, and they're completely dehydrated. You pour milk in it, and it
yeah,
livens them up straight away. But they're really, really potent.
Yes,
Yeah.
very, very tight. It's like a concentrated raspberry flavour. And because they dry, you can just crush them
So you would blowtorch that to start with, and
Yes.
then you would put the crushed raspberries on top.
over the top. Yeah, most
Right,
definitely.
okay. But I reckon I can crush some raspberries.
Okay.
And then, you need to crush some raspberries as well, do you?
There's some raspberries.
As he says, I reckon I can crush some raspberries. I bet I don't do it very. Oh no! Oh,
It hides your piping now, doesn't it?
yeah. I think I got away with that because you can't tell. Right, okay. Oh, you're doing much more daintily. Look at that, beautiful. Right, so let's finish off with very quickly. Have a look. Quick show of hands then. Who thinks that mine were the best? Nice one, good work. 3 people. I'm going for 3. All right.
Sorry.
And we've got a sea lion on stage now. And who thinks Sarah's were the best? Oh.
Well then.
I have to agree, they are
Yeah,
better.
they're
All right, then a
refreshing.
massive round of applause. Thank you very much there to
you.
Brett and Sarah and the Rocky Road. Thank you guys, that was great. We'll see you back here at 3 o'clock if you want. If not, we'll catch you later on. Thank you.